Take a look at our tonight's perfect play by Reese's, courtesy of Gary Johnson.
You see Gary Johnson, I talked about how physical a player he is, loves and creates contact, and that was just after he knocked down a 15-foot jump shot, get the ball into the lane, and he has had a fantastic year at the power forward position. Defensively versatile, can rebound, offensively can score inside and out, and has been that lead first half was Jordan Hamilton at the small forward position. He did everything, threes, in transition, posting up, putting the ball on the floor. The one area that Texas struggled, once again, at the free throw line, shooting 57% from the charity stripe.
There's Thompson. Actually had the misfortune of airballing a foul shot in the first half. Gary Johnson gets them out of the gate quickly here in the second half. The average score at halftime of the last 6 games has been Texas 41, their opponents 25. So actually Oklahoma bucking that trend a little bit here. Marshall Moses gets an easy one to start the second half.
It's a good set play coming out of the second half for Oklahoma State, finding their go-to guy, Marshall Moses, underneath the basket. Texas has really struggled coming out in the second half. Texas wants to come out with more energy, do a better job of getting off to a good start in the second half.
I did that Baylor game on Saturday. They relinquished a double-digit second-half lead, and Baylor got to within 2.
Coach Rick Barnes said he got some advice from the swimming coach here at Texas and said, you're letting them stay in the locker room too long. You need to get them out there and warm up a little bit more. They're relaxing. They'll come out better in the second half.
So you need a good swimming coach.
Let's see if it works.
Page dishes off to Sidorkis, who misses. Bay back the other way. Hamilton guarded by Markel Brown here to start the second half. Bay inside had a notion. Joseph from downtown. A chance now to cut this lead below double figures for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I was surprised offensively that Texas didn't throw the ball to Tristan Thompson. Remember, Oklahoma State's Marshall Moses has 3 fouls, got them all in the first half. I thought they would attack him defensively. Good move, Pilgrim.
That Pilgrim couldn't get it to fall. Bay pushing the action back at Oklahoma State. Thompson kicks it back out to Joseph, who calls the play. Good active hands by Pilgrim. They almost came up with a steal. Thompson on the box. Nice baseline move with the left hand by Tristan Thompson.
It's also an area that he's really worked on when he catches the ball 1 or 2 steps outside the lane, face up, fade away, jump shot. His strength is putting the ball to the rim, but he's been able to play a little bit on the perimeter as well, versatile offensively.
Brown raising up. Well, he's had a couple tonight. Go halfway down and out. And Joseph pushing the action in a hurry. Couldn't finish it. Bay with the putback. And the lead swells to 15. Travis Ford wants to call timeout.
The Nationwide Series at Daytona, Saturday.
With its biggest lead of the night at 15 points, 16:53 to go in the second half. And Tristan Thompson getting in touch with his inner Akeem Olajuwon here.
Well, he's a skilled big guy. And one of the things that I really like about him is he works hard to get the ball down low on the post. And you can see Marshall Moses actually does a good job of getting them 1 step outside the lane. And his strength is putting the ball to the rim. But one of the things that he's been able to develop is that turnaround jump shot. Does a great job of getting to the free throw line. We talked about him defensively, blocking shots and rebounding the basketball. Freshman continues to get better at the center position. Not Hakeem yet. Slow it down.
Marshall Moses seeing a lot of activity at the offensive end here in the second half.
He's good, not that good.
Ball out of bounds. It'll stay Texas basketball.
Texas has got off to a nice start here at the beginning of the second half. Just listening to that swimming coach. See? get help from anywhere.
You can see, you'll be able to see Texas in some of the Olympic sports, including swimming on the Longhorn Network. Launching in the future. Jordan Hamilton launching in the present. Off the mark that time. Keaton Page rejected, but he was fouled in the process by Doge Balbay. Well, coming up on Friday, a Big East battle between number 12 UConn and number 16 Louisville. College basketball on ESPN Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern time.
Really like that Louisville team. Continuing to get better, and Coach Rick Pitino has done a fantastic job with that team. Getting consistent play from the perimeter, from Kyle Curran, shooting from three, Peyton Siva, penetrating ability, being able to get to the rim, and Terrence Jennings is rebounding and finishing around the basket. And nice big win for UConn.
A cool 31 by Kemba Walker. I love watching Peyton Siva play.
Great win for Cincinnati, a team that started off the year 15-0, much improved team, but their best win in conference was St. John's. They were able to beat a ranked opponent. That's another team on the bubble. Great resume win, putting them into the NCAA tournament.
Jai Lucas running the point now. Gary Johnson raising up, and he has really improved his shooting since coming through the doors here in Austin. Lead back up to 13.
This game matches up so well with Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson works down low on the post, and then Gary Johnson does a great job playing at the high post, good passer, and knocking down that 15-foot jump shot. Another great defensive stop for Texas.
Johnson with 10. Feel a heat check coming up here by Gary Johnson. He's fouled and one. Gary Johnson with 12, and the meter continues to run. Well, during their exit meetings last year, Coach Rick Barnes said, hey, you're a senior. Why not you? You lead. And that's what he's doing.
Well, we keep talking about the freshmen, Tristan Thompson and Gary Johnson, the senior, saying, what about me? Talk about me. I'm getting it done on both ends of the floor. And Gary Johnson, much improved, 15-foot jump shot, face up. But what I like about him, he can score down low on the post as well. He loves contact. He creates contact. I think he prefers contact, and he's a guy that can put the ball on the floor, take it to the rim and one situation, having an outstanding senior year for Gary Johnson.
I tell you what was pretty telling, Hubert, was the way the guys on the bench celebrated for him when he made that big and one a few moments ago. Maybe a scene that you might not have seen a year ago here at the University of Texas.
We always talk
chemistry.
It is, and we talk about Doge Balbay as a great on-the-ball defender. We talked to Travis Ford during shoot-around. He said another guy that is great defensively is Gary Johnson on the ball. Versatile. He can guard a post player down low on the block and also guard a perimeter player out there on the wing as well.
Texas, one of the top defensive teams in the country at 36.5% field goal percentage defense. Great pressure on the wings by Lucas that time. And a rejection underneath by Wangmini. Lucas back the other way.
You see they're really trying to establish Gary Johnson down low on the post, put a lot of pressure on Marshall Moses, see if he can get his fourth foul.
Ball out of bounds. It'll be Texas basketball. Talking about Texas being number one defensively. Pardon me, number two defensively. The number one team defensively, Florida State. Great work by Leonard Hamilton and his staff, Stan Jones, Corey Williams, and the infield. But what do they do without Chris Singleton now? Of course, there, and a nice tip by Gary Johnson. But anytime you can hang your head on defense, it's a good thing, right?
It really is. It really is. Another great defensive team that I've seen is Alabama as well. Much like Texas, gets a lot of deflections, gets into passing lanes, contests every shot. Great rebounding team. Have themselves first place in the SEC West right now. Coach Anthony Grant's done a terrific job for that Alabama team.
Brown knocks it down. Gonna give him a three-pointer on that. Lead at 15. Oklahoma State still in search of its first road win in conference play this year. Hamilton on the block. Tough pass, but it found Johnson anyway. Johnson, wow, it's been that type of night. He looks over at Rick Barnes and says, "Coach, I'm in the zone."
Give me the ball.
Looked like one of those accidentally on purpose jumpers.
He's been working on that. Yeah. He's been working on that, Mark.
Kel Brown inside to Marshall Moses, and a blocking foul called. That's going to go against Gary Johnson. Big second half by Gary Johnson.
Boy, he's shown his versatility on the offensive end. He attacks the offensive boards. Good tip. Being able to get the basket. And then going up against Marshall Moses. Can't be as aggressive because he has 3 fouls. That face-up game and being able to knock down that 5-10-foot jump shot. Doing also an excellent job on Marshall Moses. He's the one guy on Oklahoma State's team that has the ability to score down low on the block. But he hasn't been able to get into rhythm offensively, in large part defensively, because of Gary Johnson.
Moses coming off a big night of 18 against Nebraska, albeit in that loss. And Gary Johnson going to get a well-deserved breather on the bench, leaving with 17 points and 9 rebounds. Moses, a 72% free throw shooter, knocks down the second of 2. Take a look at our tonight's perfect play by Reese's, courtesy of Gary Johnson.
You see Gary Johnson, I talked about how physical a player he is, loves and creates contact, and that was just after he knocked down a 15-foot jump shot, get the ball into the lane, and he has had a fantastic year at the power forward position. Defensively versatile, can rebound, offensively can score inside and out, and has been that leader.